All right, to our online audience, students from social studies, English majors, and Ma'am Judy Pearl Sonsona, hello and good morning. I am Jennifer Lanutan, your host, moderator for today. So, the topic that the following speakers will discuss is all about artistic and creative literacy. So, to begin, please join me as I welcome our first speaker to discuss the artistic literacy, Miss Jinky Mamalias.
Good day, everyone. I am Chinky Mamalias and your first speaker for today's topic. So our topic for today is art and creativity literacy. So what comes from your mind when we say art and creativity literacy? Of course, art is the expression or application of human creative skills and imagination, and creativity is something to do with creation. Now let's begin to define art literacy. So art literacy, the knowledge and understanding required to participate authentically in the arts. Artistic literacy is a human right and a teachable skills. It is the ability to connect both personally and meaningfully to work of art, and through this process to forge connection to our humanity and the humanity of others. In short, artistic literacy is something created by human by means of their ability and skills to do an art. It is something to do with our uniqueness, with our talents that comes from different output and different new idea. Now, what is the importance of art literacy? So, let's begin to differentiate art literacy and being artistic and being creativity. Now, first example is being creative is building a house, being artistic is decorating a house, and being creative is baking a yummy cake, and being artistic is baking a pretty cake. Now, in this sentence, creative is an art of creation, and artistic is an art of decorating or creating unique house and or a beautiful house. Another example is an artistic person can take the alphabet and create a new typeset for the character. So an artistic can write an alphabet in something like this. And creative person can design icons that replace the alphabet. Now, example of this is a simple chatting to your friends, a simple sending an emoji of sad and tells your emotion, and sending a broken emoji in your friend can tell something emotion that you are heartbroken. A follow-up question or conversation will take place because a simple creation of a creative person. Now, as a future teacher, we need an artistic and creative. It comes in teaching. First, in teaching a lesson. It is because when you are just talking in front of your student cannot learn to you. Take note that student has a different needs. So you as a teacher, you need to meet those needs by applying artistic and creative in your lesson. For example, applying games in your lesson, and if somebody will lose, you will ask them a question for them to be unattentive in your discussion, right? And second, making instruction and activities, not just by simple giving them a test, then you proceed to your next lesson. You are not an effective teacher if you continue giving them a lesson and give them tests, then end of the lesson. You should be an effective teacher in this way. For example, if you if you find out that your student has a low score in your quiz, you should go back to that lesson and create a new move in an artistic and creative way, so that your student will learn again and never left behind your lesson. And solving problems, you can apply artistic and creative in solving problems in a way that solving problem can encounter in a different career. So our topic for today is will continue in the next speaker, which is Miss Mary Lane Liga.
Thank you, Miss Jinky, for that wonderful and entertaining presentation. And now, let's have our second speaker, Ms. Marilyn Ligue. Ms. Ligue will going to discuss the art and literacy for.
Hi, I am Marilyn Ligue and I am one of your guest speaker for the day. Miss Jinky Mamalyas, who is our first speaker, already give you a wide and broad information about art literacy. My discussion is all about art literacy, but I will be focusing more on knowing, expression, and communication of art literacy. So, arts literacy. Arts literacy. What is literacy? Arts literacy is a human right and a teachable skill. It is the ability to connect both personally and meaningfully to works of art and, through this process, to forge connections to our humanity and the humanity of others. Arts literacy is being knowledgeable and able to express yourself in the various arts field. This presupposes that arts are forms of knowing, expression, and communication. Means arts literacy is another way of expressing yourself, such as your emotions, ideas, thoughts, and experiences. Arts literacy is a developing children's capacity to express themselves in the different art forms in more sophisticated ways. It also implies that there are elements of the art form that can be arranged in different ways to communicate ideas and feelings. So the first one is art literacy knowing. So what is art literacy knowing? Art literacy knowing is to know that each of the arts areas has a rich history, as well as being a unique language of shared symbol codes, conventions, and forms. Means we need to analyze and comprehend everything that we can see for art, because each of art has its own uniqueness and has its own history, meaning every artist gave their best to provide us a better visual for their feelings, ideas, thoughts, and experiences. So, next is arts literacy, expression, and communication. So, what are the arts domain? The arts domain are music, media, dance, drama, and visual arts. All of you are familiar with this arts domain, right? Yes, you already listen to music. You see filmography, photography. It's all connected to media. Dance, we can see a lot of people love to dance. Drama, we can see a lot of dramas in even in television, in role playing or theaters. It's all about drama and visual arts. So all of these are arts domain that can be used to express different emotions and feelings. So now let's proceed to the next one. The elements of art. So what are the elements of art? The elements of art are space, form, shape, color, texture, and line. So what is space? Space is the area between around objects. Form. What is form? Form are three-dimensional shapes expressing length, width, and depth. What is shape? Shape is a closed line. So what is the color? Color is light reflected of the objects. So what is texture? Texture is the surface quality that can be seen and felt. So lastly, what is line? A line is a mark with greater length than width. Lines can be horizontal, vertical, or diagonal, straight, or curved, thick, or even thin. So next we'll proceed to the principles of art. So what is principle of arts? Principle of arts are what we use to organize the elements of art, the way we use elements to make the artwork more interesting. So what is the first one? The first one is pattern. So what is pattern? A pattern is a repeating of a motif, shape, line, color in a recognizable organization. Next one is the rhythm. What is rhythm? Rhythm is indicating movement by the repetition of elements. Next one is the balance. What is balance? Balance deals with visual weight and an artwork. Next one will be emphasis. So what is emphasis? The way an artist makes something in a work of art stand out. Next will be proportion. What is proportion? Proportion is the size relationship of parts to a whole and to one another. Variety. What is variety? Variety are the different lines, shapes, color, and texture to make work of art interesting. And the last one will be unity. So what is unity? Unity, the feeling of wholeness in a work of art. Again, what are the principles of art? Yes, the principles of art are pattern, rhythm, balance, emphasis, proportion, variety, and unity. Now let's proceed to art appreciation and evaluation. The first one is describe. Visual facts means you describe what you see in the art, what you see about the art. Next one is analyze. Art elements and principles, meaning you will analyze everything. What are the elements they use? What are the principles they use? What kind of elements and principles that the artist use to make such artwork? Interpret. Seek to explain the meaning of work, meaning you need to ask the artist about the meaning of his work. Why did he create this work? What is his motivation to create such wonderful and artistic artwork? The next will be the judgment. So what is the judgment? It's all about the personal evaluation based on understanding. It is all about your own opinion, as what you can see on the artwork of an artist. You will comprehend and analyze and everything about their artwork, and you will give your own judgment about the creation of the artist. And that will be the art appreciation and evaluation. Again, what are the different art appreciation and evaluation? The first one will be the describe, the second one will be the analyze, the third one will be interpret, and lastly it will be the judgment. Yes, very good. So that is my discussion all about. I hope you've learned something about the art appreciation and evaluation and art elements, principle of arts, and the art literacy, knowing, expression, and communication. Again, thank you very much for listening. I hope you've learned a lot about my discussion. And the next speaker will be discussing something. I hope you will listen carefully and learn from them. Thank you very much.
Alright, thank you, Miss Lige, for that wonderful presentation. And now, at this juncture, bear with me as I welcome our third speaker, Miss Kathleen Manunog. Miss Manunog will going to discuss the creative literacy.
Good day, everyone. I am Kathleen Jean Mananog, and at this juncture, I will be going to discuss to you all about the creativity literacy. Creative literacy is a concept that goes beyond simply reading and writing and seeks to impart holistic learning through creative expression and activities, as well as visualization and creative thinking. So, it can be a powerful learning tool that engages the student's imagination and a creative expression, which subsequently leads to a better understanding and learning. Sharing his thoughts on creative literacy, Amol Aurora, Managing Director, Shamrock and Shamford Group of Schools, says that the concept of creative literacy is nothing but bringing together creativity and literacy in a holistic manner so that learning is not just limited to reading or writing, but it promotes imagination and higher order thinking skills in students. So, creativity is about developing a mindset of making connections and innovative thinking. By increasing our creative literacy, we have more individuals on every scale capable of developing new and innovative ideas. Creativity is the ability to come up with or generate creative ideas and possibilities. It also involves thinking in new and original ways to reach a solution. So some of the ways in which a creative learning can be imparted are through art and drawing, literature and storytelling, animation and films, and play acting. So now let us proceed to the benefits of the creative literacy. So the benefits are numerous and wide-ranging. It encourages greater students' engagement, brings a subject to life, therefore capturing students' interest and improves knowledge retention. It can also improve oral and listening skills, encourage team building, and can be made practical. Creative literacy can also encourage reluctant readers, build confidence, and help teach practical skills. So Education Scotland Fulham Alba has shown through its research that creativity in learning encourages students to think creatively. They are more open to new ideas and challenges. It gave them a greater ownership over their learning. They became more interested in discovering things for themselves and were more able to solve problems, so they became more effective learners. In addition, research carried out by Kimberly Stafford and Mira Bars for the Center of Literacy in Primary Education in 2005 also found out that linking creativity through arts and literacy was a powerful tool. They found it aided sustained learning as the students made strong connection between reading and writing and their work in creative arts. It enhanced their oral language skills, and a workshop atmosphere promoted concentration and confidence and deepened their understanding so they could reflect on their learning. It also encouraged the children to work as a team. Okay, so now let us proceed to the creativity in a classroom. So in a classroom, to support creativity, the teacher should accept and encourage divergent thinking creativity in the classroom. When we say divergent thinking, it refers to a creative process of generating original ideas and new possibilities. Divergent thinking also encourages flexibility and out-of-the-box thinking. And because the thought process is less limited, it produces stronger creative concepts. Divergent thinking is having divergent ideas and possibilities and encouraged to produce many innovative ideas or solutions to a pressing problem. And now let's proceed to the tolerate dissent. So while there may be disagreement while the interaction of the teacher and the student, the ideas should not be disregarded and should be considered of equal importance. Tolerance to dissent is equally important in developing a creative environment. Next would be encourage students to trust their own judgment. Next is to emphasize that everyone is capable of creativity in some form. And lastly, be a stimulus for creative thinking. Thus, it concluded that these practices will support creativity in a classroom.
Thank you, Miss Manunog. That is really a wonderful presentation. So now, let's have our fourth speaker, Ms. Rehan Bea Abdillah. Ms. Abdillah will going to discuss the arts and creativity in 21st century new literacies.
Hello everyone, I am Rehan Bea Abdillah and you're another speaker for today. So, today we will learn about the arts and creativity literacy in 21st century. But before anything else, let's learn what is literacy. So what is literacy? Literacy is not just the ability to read and write, or even the ability to thrive in today's technology. To be literate in 21st century, a person must be willing to constantly learn about and to adapt the many different areas of life, subject, and environments. As we all know, that in every time has passed, there's always changes in our life. So we should always be ready and always be geared up to adapt the new changes in our environment. So these are the three things that have been critical in the rise of new literacies. The first, it increased reach or wide range. We are communicating with more people from more diverse cultures across vaster distances than ever before. So the next one will be the increased means of communications or more access. We are communicating in more ways and at faster speed than ever before. The third one will be the increased width of content or broader topic. We are communicating about more things and more curiosity will come up than we ever did before. So what is creativity? The use of imagination or original ideas to create something. Whether you solve a problem, come up with a solution, craft things, innovate, create, and that is creativity. What is creativity ability? Creativity is mental. It is the way a person thinks, solve, and find solution. And the other is what is artistic ability. Artistic ability being decorative, so which means in creative ability you can create, innovate things or ideas generally. In artistic ability, those ideas or those already existing things, you can find them dull sometimes, so that's why there is artistic ability which allows us to decorate and make it pleasant in our eyes. So the difference between creativity and arts. Creative ability is the skill and talent to use our imagination to create and solve. After such thinking a lot of time or come up with more ideas, and after that there will be a new product with this idea. So that is creative ability. And the artistic ability, as what I have said a while ago, it includes skills and talent to create fine works of art. In this ability we can practice it or improve it in a due time. So what is the difference between being creative and being artistic? Being creative is building a house or creating, like just what I have said, creating, crafting. That is being creative. While being artistic is decorating a house, making it most beautiful in our eyes. Another example is being creative is baking a yummy cake. And being artistic is baking a pretty cake which allows us to design elegantly or minimalistic design. Art builds 21st century readiness and develops the four C's, which enable us to come up with different ideas from these four C's. The first is the critical thinking. It empowers students to discover the truth in assertions separating facts from opinions. It allows us or improve our ability to dissect every article or every phrases and different facts and opinions. The second will be the creativity, practice of thinking outside the box. It will be able the student to look at the problem from multiple perspectives. It allows us to view the problem in different point of view. In this way, we can come up with another solution or the best solution that we can execute or solve the problem. The third one will be the collaboration. It helps students to understand how to address a problem and decide the best course of the solution. And this stage collaboration, all collaborating, sharing your ideas or solution with everyone in the group, and after that you can come up with the best solution that you will use to solve the problem. And the fourth one will be the communication. It convey ideas quickly and clearly, speaking directly to an idea and checking others to make they are engaged. So in this, communication is a must. We should always communicate what we are going to say or what we are referring to for us to help each and everyone. In this way, we can provide a fresh and quick ideas that can be put into action after sharing it. So I wish that you have learned something from this presentation. And again, I am Rehan Villas Abdila, and thank you so much.
Alright, thank you, Miss Abdila. And now, let's have our fifth speaker, Miss Michelle Paalisbo. Miss Paalisbo will going to discuss the link between creativity and education.
Good day everyone, and I am Michelle Aubrey Basiliote Paalisbo, and at this juncture I will be discussing about the link between creativity and education, and I want you to pay attention for you to be able to understand the topic. Okay? The link between creativity and education. Now, although the interest in creativity goes back to Plato's age, Cropley 2004, and is found in the Greek, Judaic-Christian, and Muslim traditions, Craft 2001, renewed policy interest came about with the launch of satellite Sputnik 1 by the Soviet Union in 1957. So the purported figure of the engineers from Europe, USA, and other Western countries was attributed to their lack of creativity, which led to the National Defense Education Act of USA to accept the concept as important for prosperity, survival of society, Esquivel 1995. So, as a result, the United States National Defense Act regards creativity as a crucial idea for societal development and survival. Okay? Since this, there have been several waves of creativity in education. Wilson 2005, the latest interest, however, began in the late 90s, Jeffrey 2005, and has since been growing. Turner Bissett 2007. Throughout the world, including countries such as the USA and UK, Shallcross 1981, Feldman et al. 2006. Okay, policymakers have shown more sustained enthusiasm than previously Craft 2006, which has added to its popularity as a topic of debate. Dick Hart 2003, moving it from the fringes of education to being seen as a core aspect of educating. Craft 2005. So, creativity is the core of education. So, fostering creativity in education is intended to address many concerns. As a summary, this includes dealing with ambiguous problems, coping with the fast-changing world, and facing an uncertain future. Hearst, 1999. So, creativity enables us to examine and solve challenges in a more open and innovative manner. Creativity stimulates the mind, and a civilization that has lost touch with its creative side is imprisoned, as generations of individuals may be closed-minded. It broadens our perceptions and can aid in the removal of preconceptions. So, thinking creatively improves your problem-solving abilities, which has far-reaching implications in both your professional and personal life. Expressive creative thinking allows us to test our own preconceptions, learn new things about ourselves and our perspectives, maintain mental sharpness, and even be more optimistic. Perhaps the most dominant current argument for policy is the economic one. Okay. The role of creativity in the economy is being seen as crucial. Bernard, 2006. To assist nations for attaining higher employment, economic achievement, Davis, 2002. And to cope with increased competition. It is for this reason that creativity cannot be ignored or suppressed through schooling. Whole 1980. Or its development be left to chance and mythology. Nesta, 2002. So being creative allows firms to remain adaptable, and capable of producing inventive solutions to a wide range of difficulties, whether it is modifying a corporate strategy, inventing new technology, or adjusting business processes to remain relevant. Creativity may keep businesses afloat in an unpredictable economic climate. So it is predominantly for this reason that there is a call for its inclusion in education as a fundamental life skill, Craft 1999, which needs to be developed to prepare future generations, Parkhurst 1999, so that they can survive as well as thrive in the 21st century, Parkhurst 2006. So, developing children's creativity during their years in education is the start of building human capital, upon which, according to Adam Smith and successive commentators, depends the wealth of nations, Wahlberg 1988. So, there is a correlation between these two variables, which confirms the main premise. So thus, we may conclude with 99% certainty that there is a positive relationship between creativity and academic accomplishments, and that higher levels of creativity for pupils or students boost their academic achievement. So I guess that's all for my topic. Let's proceed now to the other discussant. And once again, I am Michelle Aubrey Basilio. Good day. Thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful presentation, Miss Paalismo. And now, let's move on to our sixth speaker, Ms. Miriam Diacor. Ms. Diacor will going to discuss the creativity enhancement.
So, to continue with our discussion, let us now proceed with creativity enhancement. So, what is creativity enhancement? Creativity enhancement is defined as an increase in one's capability to imagine new ideas, create art, or think about existing concepts in a novel manner, where students or individuals are enabled to create their own concepts in other tasks or activities given to them by the teachers. So, let us now proceed. The 4 C's of the 21st century skills are, first we have is the critical thinking, second we have is creativity, third, collaboration, and fourth, the communication. Critical thinking. So what is critical thinking? It is looking at problems in a way and linking learning, access subjects, and disciplines. So in this process, students or young children are able to look out for more problems in a way that they could learn more about the different tasks being given to them in different subjects and disciplines. Next we have is the creativity. Creativity is when you're trying or when you're letting your student try something new to them that can lead them to create or invent some materials into something that is really resourceful or useful to them to their learning. Next we have is collaboration. So collaboration is about where the students are able to work together to reach their specific goal, or putting them into a certain action that where your talents or their creative mindset would enable them to think more about the topic or lesson being given to them. Next we have is communication. Since not all students or young learners are able to interact well with other students, in this manner it is best for them that they're able to interact and share more about their thoughts or ask questions to teachers and let their ideas expand more of the lesson. So what is creativity enhancement of other perspectives of the theories? So let's now proceed. So educational theories such as Dewey, Piaget, and Vygotsky have all highlighted the importance of using experimental learning, active hands-on learning, and problem-solving activities to promote learners' creative development. So these known theories, or the one who cited this, has already given the information about that how young learners are able to do hands-on activities and let them solve problems given to them by the teachers. And thus, it promotes them to create creative development. So research has also provided evidence that these engaging instructional strategies can be used to enhance creativity. So in this process, the students are able to motivate themselves or encourage themselves to explore more of what they can learn and what they can share to the other students. So in this picture, we can see that the teacher is guiding their students in taking some task or doing some lesson. So policy and environmental factors such as test-based accountability systems and diminishing teacher autonomy cited by Olivan 2015 that it can be direct conflict with creativity fostering classrooms. Well, the goal of this chapter or this kind of lesson is that to propose a practical approach to enhancing creativity in in today's schools and classrooms, primarily by modifying learner attitudes toward and beliefs about creativity. This lesson it tackles about how the students and teachers as well are working themselves together to promote what they can offer or what learners can do about the lesson or activity being applied to them or letting them to be discussed. The attitudes towards creativity are influenced by prior experiences. For example, we have is the teacher education programs where in any different programs, the students are to join or to participate in this kind of programs and let them interact with other people or students, and then they will have their skills or enhance more of their creativity learning in the classroom or in outside the classroom. So with this attitude, it develops them to grow into complex, organized mental frameworks of knowledge, according to Anderson 1997 and Piaget 1926, that then influence our curriculum planning, lesson plan development, and classroom activities. So, lastly, we have is the creativity. So, once again, creativity it means to promote the well-being and happiness of a student, where the people or the young learners have the opportunity to express their creativity and have more skills for solving problems and more resilient in the face of change and more fulfilled in their daily lives. So within this field or learning development or environment, the students might as well can lead them or this can lead them to have a brighter future forward.
For the continuation of Ms. Miriam Yacor, let's have Ms. Wilmarie Ramos, our seventh speaker.
Good day, everyone. I am Wilmarie Ramos, and I'm going to discuss to you the ways to develop your students' creativity in the classroom. First, creativity requires a safe environment in which to play, exercise autonomy, and take risk. And as teachers, it's up to us to establish these kinds of supportive classroom. And here are some suggestions from psychologists and educators for how to develop and nurture your students' creativity. So first, create a compassionate and accepting environment. Since being creative requires going out on a limb, students need to trust that they can make mistakes in front of you. Number 2, be present with students' ideas. Have more of the CAF conversations with students. Find out what their passions areas are and build those into your approach. Number 3, encourage autonomy. Give feedback that encourage self-assessment and independence. Number 4, reword assessments to promote creative thinking. Try adding words like create, design, invent, imagine to support your assignments. Adding instructions such as come up with as many suggestions or solution as possible or be creative can increase creative performances. Number 5, give students direct feedback on their creativity. Explore the idea of creative competence alongside the traditional academic competencies in literacy. Number 6, help students know when it's appropriate to be creative. For example, help them to see the context when creativity is more or less helpful in a low-stakes group project versus a standardized state assessment. And number 7, use creative instructional strategies, models, and methods as much as possible in a variety of domains. Model creativity for students in the way you act. For example, you could say, I thought about 3 ways to introduce this lesson. I'm going to show you two, then you can come up with a third or show them in a personal project you've been working on. So, number 8, channel the creativity impulses in misbehavior. Number 9, protect and support your students' intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation fuels creativity. Several studies have shown that relying on rewards and incentives in the classroom can undermine intrinsic motivation to complete a task. And make it clear to students that creativity requires effort. And that's number 10. And number 11, explicitly discuss creative myths and stereotypes with your students. And lastly, number 12, experiment with activities where students can practice creative thinking. So that's it for the ways to develop your students' creativity in the classroom. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that awesome presentation, Ms. Yacor and Ms. Ramos. So, at this juncture, I will be the one to discuss the integration of arts and creativity. So, let's proceed. All right, now, what is creative arts integration? So, arts integration is an approach to teaching in which students construct and demonstrate understanding through an art form. Meaning to say, students will engage in a creative process which connects an art form and another subject area and meets evolving objects in both. So now, why is it important to integrate the arts? Alright, so arts integration builds greater understanding across disciplines, supporting authentic experiences that engage and motivate learners. So, arts integration also provides opportunities for students to learn to be open and responsive to diverse perspectives, work respectfully with their peers, make necessary compromises, and share and accept responsibility. Now, we have here 10 ways of integrating and supporting the arts and creativity. So, first is physical environment. So, teachers must design a physical environment to support creativity. For example, facilities like studios, lecture hall for students' presentations, students' conference room, or other places inside and outside where students can go to daydream, reflect, design, create, and etc. So the importance of this physical environment is that it aims to minimize the distractions that can take students' mind away from learning. So, second is emotional environment. So, in arts integration, teachers must offer a safe, student-centered environment where students feel valued, respected, and cared for. Teachers should build a safe community where students give and receive respectful feedback in ways that honor each student's efforts. In this environment, students feel safe to risk responding, creating, and sharing their work. Because feelings of safety create the foundation needed for all creative work. So, third is project-based learning. So, teachers can use the PBL or project-based learning teaching method to introduce choice, freedom, and space for creativity. Which is why teachers should make sure that the PBL they design should be relevant, rigorous, and real-world in order to achieve the highest levels of students' motivation, engagement, and learning. Preferably, they are interdisciplinary. So, teachers may begin by brainstorming a theme, topic, issue, or idea they'd like the students to explore. Then brainstorm the possibilities for each discipline. So we all know that a project-based learning or PBL is a teaching method in which students learn by actively engaging in real-world and personally meaningful projects. So this can provide an intentional and effective opportunity to integrate the arts across disciplines and curriculum. So the fourth is teach creative thinking skills. So we all know that through the arts, students learn the fundamental process of discovering and imagining, originating and problem solving, thinking, and etc. But before that, teachers must first teach students about metacognition or thinking about their thinking. So in that way, students may produce something new through imaginative skills, whether a new solution to a problem, a new method or device, or a new artistic object or form. Arts integration is a gateway for engagement, motivation, and creativity as students use critical thinking skills to learn content through relevant and individualized projects. The fifth one is alternative assessment. So instead of giving worksheets or assignments in which every student create a poster about the same thing, why not teachers provides a plenty of leeway for students to create a products in a medium of their choice. For example, as students produce a video film, televisions, or radio broadcasts, as students written and produce play, a debate, a public service, and etc. Because assessments are not something students will do in or two class periods, but are final performance or products which demonstrate and celebrate what they have learned throughout their project-based curriculum unit. However, teacher can conduct simple quick formative assessments mainly through close teacher observation. Now, if I'm going to ask you, how would you integrate arts in your life? Anyone? Alright, so fashion up your empty walls. So gallery walls are really a creative way for self-expression and can even serve as a motivation to switch you on, or you can tell a story there. Alright, so that's all for my part, and to present the other ways of integrating and supporting arts and creativity, let's have Ms. Kim Berendez, one of our beautiful and brilliant speakers.
So, good day everyone. So, thank you Miss Lanutan. So in continuation of integrating and supporting the arts and creativity, next is the scheduling. So project-based curriculum and performance-based assessments require adequate time. So the most effective learning and teaching will take place when you create smaller learning communities. So for example, there are 6 teachers with expertise in various disciplines who work with the same group of students all day, every day. So another option is creating a block schedule. So with block scheduling, teachers are given longer periods of time, usually 90 minutes, to work with students instead of changing class every 45 minutes. So next is the student-centered and personalized learning. So it gives students voice and choice as much as possible regarding what they will learn, how they will learn it, and how they will demonstrate what they have learned. So personalized learning may also be called student-centered learning, since the general goal is to make individual learning needs the primary consideration in important educational and instructional decisions, rather than what might be preferred, more convenient or logistically easier for teachers in the school. So another is incorporate the arts. So seamlessly integrate music, art, drama, and dance into your PBL curriculum. So try not to make creativity time be separate from the rest of the curriculum, but let these disciplines become a vehicle for delivering the curriculum while developing creativity. So this helps children think creatively, think outside of the box, and increases their critical thinking skills. So next is integration of technologies. So it simply refers to the use of technology to enhance the students' learning experiences, such utilizing different types of technology in the classroom, including virtual classroom, student blogs and websites, Blogster, VoiceThread, student publishing, video game design, coding, filmmaking, photography, poster or infographics using Canva, and etc. So lastly, we have preparing the body and brain for creativity. So it offers students as well as the faculty the opportunities such as yoga, tai chi, ballet, jazz, pilates, and many more. So through this, it helps boost students' creativity. It calms their mind, allowing them to open up to new creative ideas with greater focus. So that's all, and thank you, everyone.
So, thank you for that, Miss Kim. Again, arts integration is important because it provides emotional safety and promoting full engagement in learning that is personally meaningful and challenging. The arts offer wholeness to learning that integrate thought, feeling, and action, weaving together the threads that connect mind, body, and spirit. And now, to all the people who are with us as we share our knowledge about artistic and creative literacy, an introduction to 21st century literacy. I am very much thankful for patiently listening to the brilliant presentation of our speakers. I am hoping that you all learned a lot today. Once again, this is Jennifer Lanutan, your host, moderator for this event.